Ay, give me the chip, I need the championship. Wait, we got a dream, next to the team, yeah, we can handle it. Wait, soon as I go and I step in arenas, they call me the champ. They know what it is, know what I do, know who I am, who don't understand. Yeah, that's overdue. My trophy say that's overdue. My ring, should be immortalized. Yeah, they know it's true. They couldn't walk a mile.
Welcome to the Buck Sweep Sports Podcast. We back in effect, baby. Here to recap a little bit of what transpired here week 10. I'm your host, A. Goodman. Follow with the creator and founder of Buck Sweeps, Mr. Chris Harris, live from across the pond. How you doing, my brother? Fellas,
what's going on, man? How's everybody doing?
Man, we get into the thick of it, man. Like you said last week, you blink, season's over. There was a lot of senior nights, a lot of homecomings that just transpired, and a lot of razzle dazzle this week. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into all that. But Chris, if you don't mind, man, let's give a shout out to our sponsors of the pod.
Of course, yes. First off, man, we got to give a big shout out to Austin Brinkley, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Protect what matters most with Austin Brinkley. Life is unpredictable. Your coverage shouldn't be. Whether it's your car, home, your family's future, Austin is here to make sure you're protected with the right plan at the right price. Auto, home, life, and renters insurance. Personalized service you can count on, local expertise, real relationships. So give Austin Brinkley a call today at 910-290-4250.
Good deal. And for those that
Also,
don't
we
know,
want to we gotta give a big shout out to one of our newest sponsors, and that's Miss Latoya Outlaw Stevens, realtor with First Class Real Estate. Excuse me, First Class Real Estate Legacy Partners. Real quick, your dream home is closer than you think. Buying or selling a home shouldn't be stressful. It should be exciting. So get in touch with Ms. Latoya Stevens. He's here to guide you every step of the way, from finding the perfect neighborhood to closing the deal. She'll make sure your experience is smooth, simple, and successful. Personalized guidance from start to finish, deep local knowledge, and proven results, trusted service. So give her a call today at 910-212-6456. And we want to once again give a big shout out and a big thanks to both of our sponsors for sponsoring this podcast.
most definitely. Welcome to the team, Miss Outlaw Stevens. Chris, I don't know where to start. we've had a lot of good games, man.
We can break it down. We can start off with the scoreboard, man. We had a lot of. Go ahead.
Well, I say I see Austin's already here, man, and Austin got his wish for our game of the week, man. With East Duplin upsetting Pender, he was rooting for East Duplin to take care of Pender to help out his Tigers over there a little bit. You know, East Duplin.
We're
18. I know Brinkley is very happy about that.
Yeah, we're at that time of the year where all these games, especially these teams up top, this big time playoff seeding implications. Especially these last 2 weeks. So yeah, that was a big one as far as the seeding is concerned in that 3A East.
Another big game we had.
Hopefully everyone can hear me okay, man. I know my service connection ain't as good as it ain't that good.
You sounding good over here. Another big game that we had county matchup was Hopton versus Lakewood, man. That had big ramifications for that 2A Carolina Conference, with Hopton coming on top 20-7. Dark Horses get back on track with a big win against Hottie Trash 52-21. East Bladen beats Union 38-0. South Columbus 34, West Bladen 25. The Tigers continue doing what they're doing. James Keenan 49, Princeton 14. Wallace Rosehill blanks out Rosewood 58-0. 71st being on track 36 to Westover's 13. We had St. Paul's edging out Southview 27-26, real close game. North Duplin beating up on those Gators in the swamp 53-12. East Columbus 12. JF Webb 44, C4 39. Had Jacksonville 41 to DH Conley 24. Tarboro blanking out Aiden Grifton 41-0. One of the most closest contested games that I've seen a recap of this Friday was Northeastern versus Martin County. I've heard a lot of rumblings about that game and how defensive and how deadlocked that was. Northeastern edged out Martin County 14-13. Kinston showing true form, beating Bedingfield 61-8. Harger showing form too, 35 to North Brunswick's 13. Cape Fear beating Terry Sanford 50-35. Now I don't know what's going on over there.
That was a big one.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. That caught my eye. That raised some eyebrows. Wow, getting back on the right side of the winning column. Winning 33 to Red Springs 28. Good conference game there. Scotland, Lumberton 48-24. Marlboro falling to Loris, man. 49-14. After their JV, just had their unbeaten season. That shocked me too, man. I didn't expect to see that score right there. Loris 49 to Marlboro 14. And then on the flip side, Dillon whacks up Whack-A-Mole 41-17. In our last game, Richmond versus Overhills. Richmond takes that W 42-12. So like I said, there were some edges, there were some close ones, and then there was some whoopings. Which one of these off the schedule that kind of jump out at you, Chris?
Well, kind of piggyback off what you were saying. I was peeping in on that Martin County and Northeastern game, and mainly because Martin County is a team that's kind of popped up in the last couple of weeks as a potential sleeper. Not a lot of people were talking about them at the beginning of the season, and really wanted to check them out to see how they line up against some of the 3A teams from our area. And like you said, really defensive game. The difference in that game, a blocked extra point. So
Yeah.
Northeastern kind of reaffirmed that they're still one of the seed in the 3A East, and Martin County by playing with Northeastern just goes to show that they're as good as advertised. So the 3A East playoffs coming up are going to be probably the most competitive bracket to outside of the like the big 8A and 7A conference brackets, but. And the lower seedings, the lower classifications, the 3A East is going to be the bracket to watch. That's going to be some really entertaining football, I believe.
I think that's probably where we're going to find maybe the most upsets too, is in that 3A bracket.
Oh yeah,
because it's an any given Friday with that class right there, man. It's an any given Friday. Like you said, there's a blocked field goal could have changed the trajectory of that game. And I feel like there's a lot of games that's transpired this season where, a drop pass or a fumble snap could have changed the trajectory of a whole game, and we'd be looking at these records a lot different.
Oh yeah. Also, Cam, goes with got to talk about our Buckley Sports Game of the Week, which was East Duplin and Pender meeting in Burgall last night. Pretty much the East Central Conference Championship on the line. I actually took some time to watch the game. That's East Duplin being East Duplin, man. Strong running attack. Bend don't break defense. Pender, unfortunately, had a lot of mental errors, some penalties, and turnovers. And, against a team like East Duplin, you can't make those type of mistakes. So, ultimately, that was the difference in the game. They, definitely played a good game, played hard, but Just a little bit too much of that Battle Holly wing tee.
Yeah, man.
You know how it's the same old East Duke, man.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit too much of that going on, and East Duke was able to put the finish touch on a conference championship and looking to end the season on on a high note and going to with a lot of good momentum. And for Pender, it's not over with, man. Of course, you fall short of the conference championship, but you still got the playoffs coming up. And like I said, once again, another one of those talented 3A East teams. It's going to be fun to see how they respond, see how resilient they are, and how they recover moving forward.
Most definitely. Most definitely. We have a special guest that wants to join us. Should we let him in? Let's let him in. One of our assistant coaches from
Oh yeah,
Morning.
the original U, as they used to say.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Good morning. How y'all doing today?
How you doing, Coach?
Good, good. Got some minor setbacks for some major
morning,
comebacks. You know, I had surgery last week, and I ain't been able. Well, actually, 2 weeks ago, I ain't been able to be with the team, but I got to join them last night for senior night. So it's good to be out there. Our season is not going the way we intended it to go this season, but you can definitely see the growth in the program. So I'm happy about that.
Good deal, good deal. What was some things that East Bladen was doing that was giving y'all trouble?
Oh man, we couldn't get off the field on third down. We would do good on first, second, third. First, second down, third down. We give up a big play. Um, I'm not gonna talk about refs because if in any situation, any sport, any game, if you're doing what you're supposed to, refs will not determine the outcome of a game. And I'm not saying that the refs were bad last night or nothing. They just that one pass interference play, Kenny Bailey down on the 5 yard line. I mean, had to do the next day air boxed up, and that was a big that right there was a big play for us. It would have been a big momentum swing, but as far as what they did, we just couldn't get off the field on third down.
Happens like that, man. But East Bladen, they are tough though. I can't even front.
Shout out to number 5.
Yeah, number 5 is a dog. But I don't know, man. Like I said, y'all got a very young squad over there, man. So like it ain't like, how many seniors did y'all have walking?
Sean Campbell. So,
Yeah, Deshaun Campbell had a heck of a game last night. Him and number 2, the quarterback. Shout out to their quarterback. He got legs on him too, man. We Anthony, we got 1, 2, Chris Ramirez, Suarez, David, Caleb. I think we got about 8 seniors. That's it.
Okay.
And we got some juniors. I mean, we got quite a few juniors. We got about 12 juniors, I believe. And then the other 20 plus is all sophomores.
Good deal. So let's say y'all still a fairly young team.
Yeah, but next year we can't use that.
Yeah, now that's facts. You can't use it forever. Now that's
Can't use
that's
that
the
forever.
God's truth.
But like it's like I said it's the progress of these kids, and you could tell a difference in the feel of the culture from the last year to this year. The stands has been the fans, that the amount of fans have come out and have supported the students. It's just all in all together. You could tell things are starting to turn around. Not just football at Union. While I have this platform, I would like to shout out Coach Cruz and our soccer team.
Number 2 seed.
Number 2 seed in the conference, man.
They
shout
play
out
on Monday.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Everett Cruz and the Spartan soccer team, man. They
Shout out to y'all middle school. Y'all middle school.
Oh yeah.
Middle school won it. They beat Hopkins for the championship.
So that's a bit. And then in mid-season of football season this year, we had some soccer players come over to football. Wanting to play football. So getting that cross generation of players that grew up watching mostly international football that
Mm-hmm.
want to play American football now, and it's great, man. So
You love to see it, man.
I
Love to see
can't
it.
I can't be happier for our guys. I mean, like I said, that our record does not show who we are as a team.
Mhm.
I mean we had North Dukeland 14-14 in the second quarter. We've gone toe to toe with some of the giants in our conference, and we're not afraid to play nobody. And these these guys just got to learn that they got to learn how to pull that pin on that fire extinguisher to put out a fire.
Yeah.
You can't throw gas on it.
I'm not really asking you to speak for someone else, but what's the spirits of Coach Oates? Where's his
Um,
mindset at?
I can say this as being around him for this past year, and like I said, it's been a blessing being a part of this whole coaching staff. Um, and getting to know him a little bit. Man's been in the game for 35 plus years, so um, his he never wavers when it comes to intensity. He may seem calm, but the the old fella's got some fire in him, and I mean, he still was at the beginning of the season. We're still fighting. We can go on a hot streak at any minute. We can turn it on at any minute, just like anybody. But this week we're fighting for our playoff lives. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Who do y'all got coming this week?
West Columbus
Okay,
at West
that's
Columbus.
doable.
It's very doable, and like I said, everybody in our conference, even from the bottom part of the conference, you can't look at our records and be like, well, dang. Because I mean, East Columbus is a talented team. They got some talent down there in East Columbus. They got some talent. Um, who's the other team that's down there with us? West Columbus. Even though they're 1-7 or 1-8, you know, they've had some close games too. And they
Mhm.
fight. They just between us teams that's down here at the bottom, we got to learn to put out fires and not shoot ourselves in the foot in game. I mean, you go back to the Lakewood game. I mean, we were going toe to toe for Lakewood, and
That is true.
it's
That's true. Just let them come out of that second half, and they caught
yeah,
fire.
yeah, man. So like I said, the growth and getting that defeatist attitude out of Union is starting to wear out. So as soon as we can get that completely out of us and start building on what we are and who we are and what we can be, that's gonna be the turning tides for us. And there was a few times this season we thought we were starting in the right direction, and then we start playing some teams and we get in the game, things are going well, and then boom, the hit quicksand. One thing goes wrong, and then another thing goes wrong, and another thing goes wrong. So
Right.
they got to learn. Hey, next play, let's go, let's go, let's go. But back to your question. I ain't trying to you know get away from your question, Coach Oates. Man, hey, Coach Oates ain't lost no fire, man. We could be 20-0 or 0-20. The man's gonna come with the
Mhm.
same intensity every week to practice.
Mhm.
He's gonna bring the same game plan, same whatever his mind is set to for that game plan for that week. We're gonna go there. And if you ever ask Tobias, I know you know Tobias real well. Our practice plans at the bottom of every practice plan, there's a different saying every day for every week for every game. So this man really puts a lot of thought and care into his practice plan and everything that we do down to the very minute. I mean, it's I would say it's ran like a mini college, honestly,
Yeah.
because we got people that still around in the community that treat this as a church league or
Rec.
little league football or rec ball. You know what I mean? This is high school football.
It's a real deal, man. Well, like you said, man, I think you guys can catch fire, man. I think y'all on that cusp. Some of that when I interviewed Coach Oates the other week, he was like, we're taking the steps, but we got to take that big step to get on the porch.
Right, right,
You know, with some a funny quote he gave me, I think at the Lakewood game. He says, "We got all the ingredients, we got the sauce, we got
right.
the, we just got to put it together.
You got to put it together and mix it.
Just got to put it together."
Oh, and hey, if y'all don't mind, I just want to clear something up with the Pender County people real quick.
Oh, let's get into it.
So, Pender County people, y'all know I live in Pender County. I know most of y'all. Not one time did I down the program when I posted what I had posted up under, the upcoming game between East Duplin and Pender. I was just strictly stating facts. I said for Pender to be a legitimate 9-0 team going into that 3A playoffs, you got to look at who they played beforehand. And I think that East Duplin game was a telltale for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you beat ED by 20 or 30 points, then I think then that 8-0 is legit to me.
Mm-hmm.
But you go back to their schedule from last year and this year. They didn't play nobody till they played Tarboro last year. Really.
And we've said the same thing about North Duplin too. Not trying to throw, you
I
know,
mean,
Brandon bullets, but you
right.
do have to look at what they call it, the RPI, man. Like the
Yeah,
RPI does matter.
you're straight to schedule, and in Pender straight to schedule this year. Nobody they have played has even. There's only two teams that touched 500. One was 4-4, and the other one was 5-5, I believe. And the other teams had only won like one or two games. And now,
Yeah, that's one of the things we were trying to explain to them. I don't know because we posted the they come out, high school OT came out like the ranking for the area or whatever.
right, right,
And
right,
a lot of people were complaining about why they were so low. And just not down in the program, just trying to
right.
explain exactly why. Nothing against the team, but I mean, you just didn't have that marquee win yet. All they see is 8-0, but don't look at who you played against. And I told somebody, look, I'm not trying to be mean, but any of these teams ahead of Pender, if they get if they played that same schedule, they would be 8-0 too. So that's what I was trying to say.
Right.
But
I,
yeah,
I
it's nothing against y'all.
Right, and that's basically what I was. And I had some hate mail this morning as well. Hey, Coach Maynard, you need to worry about Union. Y'all 2-7. F y'all this and that. Hey,
Not the hate, man.
hey, I love it because look, that don't bother me, bro. That don't bother me because that right there shows me that you don't know nothing about RPI, strength of schedule.
Mm.
Especially when I didn't shoot no shots at Pender. There's a lot of kids on Pender that my kids play with when I lived over there in certain areas of Pender County. So I'm not disrespecting any Pender players. I'm just stating facts about RPI, strength of schedule. And I knew that East Duplin was going to be the telltale for Pender County, for Pender High School Patriots. I'm sorry, I don't want to say Pender County Patriots. Um, sensitive, but
Make sure you say their name right.
oh my gosh, but shout out to Pender having a great season so far. Like I said, their season is not over because they lost to East Duplin. You know what I mean? They
No.
still they still got another team to play and going into the playoffs. And Coach Eames is gonna have them. But I my whole argument is East Duplin's been battle tested since week one.
Oh yeah.
Since week one, Battle Holly does not schedule
Battle
no.
Holly did not do that.
Yeah, he's not. He rather go into the end of the season with a couple losses or a few losses than get to the end of the season and get beat by a legitimate team. And now you really don't know who your team is going into the playoffs.
Facts.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there was no shots directed towards Pender County or Pender High School. It was just stating facts about RPI and strength of schedule. And I do worry about my school I put a lot of time and effort into Union High School.
That's
But
a fact.
but I do have time to put time into your school as well, and know that y'all didn't play enough competition to go to play East Duplin at home and still lose.
Well put, Coach Maynard. Well put. Look, Patriots, man, y'all gotta relax, man. Yeah, don't be so thin skinned, man. Everybody lose from time to time.
And look, while we addressing elephants in the room,
Why
can
we
we talk
addressing
about
elephants? Let's
something
talk
else?
about it. Let's talk
Can we
about
talk
it,
about some?
Chris.
All right. So this morning I made a post about morning for y'all, evening for me. I made a post about the job that Coach Adam Scronce has done out there at Hopton, and this no matter what happens Friday night, this upcoming Friday night, I believe he should be if the county coach of the year and the conference coach of the year
I
because
believe so.
just the
Absolutely.
just the the jump that program has made in such a short amount of time, and the fact that you didn't have an off season. I'm not exactly sure what the timeline was. I know he didn't get
Oh, I'll tell
announced
you. I'll
as the
tell
head
you the
coach
timeline.
to like
I'll
June.
tell you the
It was like
timeline.
June.
Yes, late, like mid. Like, bro, they only
So
had
so
a few weeks
literally
before
literally
they
had
started
what, a
doing
couple
scrimmages
weeks.
and stuff. There was no
Yeah,
spring.
so
There was
literally
no
had a
spring
couple
training.
weeks
No none of
to
that.
yeah. So you literally had a couple weeks to get a staff together. Get get the team together and install this new offense. Because it's not like these kids were running this offense last year. They
Mm-mm.
were running something
Bro,
totally
it's
different.
night and day, bro. Air raid and wing T is night and day.
Complete
So
opposite. Yeah.
so you go from Hopton last year. Hopton was 3-8, 1-4 in conference last year.
Mhm.
Right now they're 6-3, 5-0 in conference.
And
So
that
I
was
don't
with
know how
having
else
the
to
number one
I don't
receiver in the state going
I don't
three
know
and eight.
how else to break it down. I didn't think I was speaking Mandarin Chinese when I made this post. I'm like, you know, most of the time with Coach of the Year awards, the coach that made the biggest jump, to do well. Because me myself, if you go back and look at my preseason predictions of that conference, I had Hopton finishing fourth in the conference behind Lakewood, North Dublin, and East Bladen. Obviously, you see where that you see where
We
we're at right now. You
remember.
know what I'm saying?
We
And I'm
remember.
pretty sure I'm not the only one. That
I
if
had
we'd have
I
looked
had
at
him
that
at third.
conference in August before the season started. So I mean, but you see what I'm saying though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so obviously this is my thing with people, man. Right now, we got. I understand there's a faction of fans who they live in a bubble,
Call him out,
and
man.
I ain't gonna lie, I used to be kind of guilty of it too. No, they
You
live
want
in
to
a
call him
bubble.
out?
They live in a bubble where I mean I ain't gonna call nobody out. I'm just saying they live in a bubble where it's only about their coach, their players, their team. That's it. You don't look at anything else. Like if there's an award or some accolades, it's got to be your guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't look at nobody else. So, so I mean, some of the coaches that some of the comments, I'm like, okay, nothing against this coach, great coach, but he didn't make the he didn't make the impact this season that I mean, most people looking at it from the outside, if I put these two together and compare the differences between last year and this year, they'd be like, oh yeah, definitely him.
Mm.
Like I said, I don't get it, man. But we need to get out that bubble. Get out that bubble. I understand. Hey, you're a big time fan. That's good, man. But look, man, other players, other coaches exist outside of your bubble. So
Right.
step
Right.
out of it every once in a while. All right.
And be knowledgeable of the
That's
award. Like, let's look
that's
at the
all I got to say,
award,
man.
period.
Well,
In all professional sports, basketball, football, whatever, Does Andy
Yo,
Reid
you don't
get
look.
Coach of the Year every
The
year?
coach of the year
Does
is
Greg
normally,
Popovich get
like
Coach
I
of the
said,
Year
you
all the
don't
time?
give it
It's
to a
about coaches that
like.
make improvement of a team.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, I don't want to, and I'm just going to use this as an example. All right, Coach Grady over there at James Keenan, great coach. But we pretty much, everyone pretty much knew James Keenan was going to be good this year, right?
That's the
Right.
standard.
You know, so you know,
He's
with,
not gonna get
if I
Coach of the Year
compare, like,
because that was
okay, I would say,
expected.
okay, Coach Grady's, yeah, he was expected to do that. It was
Right.
expected to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against Hopton, but no, we didn't think Hopton would be this year. You know what I'm saying? I think most
I
people
ain't
could
gonna,
be
no.
honest and
Uh,
say that. We
well,
Don't
didn't
do that,
expect
Brandon.
Hopton to be
Don't you
playing.
do that.
If I told you in
Don't you
August,
do that.
hold on.
Don't you
Hopkins
do that.
11 is playing for a conference championship.
I said this at
Nah,
the
I
meeting that we
understand
had.
that. You're a fan. You from there. I'm just saying, most people, if you're for real,
I'm talking about Hopton at Flash
Yeah.
at
No,
Flash
no,
bar at Flash
nobody
look,
had
Barbecue
most
him up there.
people, I'm saying
at Flash
most people, if
Barbecue.
I asked you
I
in August,
said
if I
Scront's been
asked you
over
in
at Wallace for
August,
13
I
years.
was like, yo, so the conference championship is going to be week 11, Hopkins versus
Oh
Hopkins
no,
versus North Duke. Most people would be like, nah, man, nah,
Get
I don't
out of
know about
no,
here,
I
man.
didn't
What are
say
you
that. I didn't
talking
say all that. No, I said Scront. I
about?
said Scronts is going to
Get
change
out of
the
here. What are
program
you
though.
talking about?
I said Scronts is going to change the program because I've seen the work he's done at Wallace for the
Oh yeah,
past
but
13
most
years.
people, like I said, you could tell at the jamboree. You could tell the
Yeah,
jamboree the difference, but I don't think nobody thought it would be this quick. You know what I'm saying?
right. I'll
That's
be
what I'm
honest. I
saying.
didn't
So
think
I
it'd be
think the
this
man
quick. I was
deserves
thinking
his
maybe a
flowers, and
year or
not just
two.
that.
Bro,
Yeah,
if them kids had a
but
full
not
off
just that. The
season,
whole program changed. 'Cause look at the JV.
the
Yeah, that's what I'm
JV
saying.
is
Look,
ball.
man. That's nothing, man.
JV is
Somebody
ball.
named the coach. And I'm like, okay, great coach. He had a full off season to make his changes. Coach Strauss had a couple weeks. Like,
Jesus
come on,
Christ.
man. I'm not speaking Chinese, dog. Come on.
Right.
Imagine if they had a full
Oh
off
man, it's
season,
all
bro.
good though. Hey, look, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all fans, man, because y'all, some of y'all is just y'all ride or die, man. Y'all don't see nothing but blue.
Oh, good God. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh man.
Well, I was
You
at
know what?
not another team in the state exists.
That's that loyalty, man. That's that loyalty,
Oh
you
man.
know. Like I said, man, I support all Sampson County teams. Let the record reflect. I have no beef with nobody. I try to highlight the greatness that is all in our Sampson County teams. But with that being said, you can't be too delusional where you're negating greatness elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Don't
Right.
be so delusional and so nearsighted where you can't see the forest from the trees. Um,
Get
let's
out
move
that
on
bubble, man. Go.
yeah, get out that bubble, man. Let's get into a bounce back game that I know is probably a little close to your heart. Somebody came up to me about my article I read last week about the dark horses, saying that why did you put that again in there? But it was because they have lost a lot of games, majority of their games by one possession or less. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I was saying, oh, Clinton lose again. It's that they've just been losing these close games. But then they bounce out and they win in emphatic fashion this week, 52 to
Look,
21.
you ain't gotta explain yourself, man. Look, you said what you said
I said, hey man, and
again,
I write
because
fair
that's exactly
articles,
what
man.
happened
I don't
again.
know if anybody read my stuff,
Like
but like I
if you a
don't put my
diehard
opinion
Darko
in
fan
nothing.
and you've been watching these games,
Go ahead.
now I'm saying if you're a diehard Dark Horse fan, you've been watching these games. It's been the same exact thing again and again and again. So you use the right words in my opinion.
I'm glad they broke the mold this Friday though. I'm glad they brought this Friday.
Oh
And
yeah.
also, while we're on the subject of Clinton, big shout out to Sampson Middle School for winning the
I told you.
championship.
Hey, look, man. I ain't want to be.
Ah,
Hey, look. Middle of the season.
How
I
tall
think
is that guy?
the middle of the
I
season.
think he's on
You
JV,
know,
man. I didn't see that kid that
when
first game, man. Y'all had new players, man. Y'all had players that was not
Was not
there
there.
that first game. Y'all brought that boy down from JV, dog.
That boy like 7 foot tall, my boy. God
Bro,
dang.
I saw
hey,
Julius try his
That's Mr. Kobe Darton. That's
no
Mr. Kobe Darton, and yes,
Hampton
he
Bass.
is.
Hampton Bass was that boy
Without
in that
Bass,
video. Yeah, Hampton Bass was his name.
Is that
Up
is
here.
that Bass's brother
look,
that was on there last year? The quarterback last year? Midway last year, I mean midway of the season last year, Henry Bass, what's his name? Henry Bass was the quarterback, the tall boy.
yeah. I don't know if that.
To
I don't know
the
if that. I
Might
don't
be.
know if that's. I don't know if it's related.
oh
Yeah. Might be. I won't put it past him. It might
Look,
be Henry. He just changed his name. Because I swear to God, that boy was not there the first time we played, man.
hey,
He
look,
wasn't
no,
there.
but
Where
look,
the kid
midway through
come
the
from, man?
season, when we were talking about the middle school, you had Coach Stevens up here just making it sound like it was just it's hopped in an RS. I'm like, well, hold on now.
Oh,
Samson Middle was
yeah.
in there. I
That's true.
mean, it took overtime to beat him the first
He
time. I said
did.
we still in here. So man, that's good to see, man. At least as a Clinton fan, at least you know that you got a great group of kids
Mm-hmm.
coming up, a resilient group of kids, and look like we got some good size, and so a lot
Yeah.
to be excited for as far as the future goes. Still, that's no
Shout out
slight to
Jewels
Hoppy. Hoppy
Henry.
Middle had a great season as well, and Coach Stevens continues to do an awesome job with those kids. So, I mean, like I said, for both programs, a lot to be excited about. And no, just Sampson County in general, man, just a lot of talented young kids coming up through the middle school system. We got some great feeder programs, and in the next couple of seasons, man, I feel like Sampson County, man, that jamboree is going to be must see TV, man, because we got a lot of great kids in the county, a lot of great coaches, and it's just going to continue to be fun to watch. Look like we lost Coach Goodman, man. He the one hosting this.
oh wow.
I ain't got no control right.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, am I back?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
My
good.
bad, yo. My bad.
And while we on Clinton, man, I know I do want to give a shout out to a certain player that's given everything he's got in the 4 years he's been there, man. Great young man. J Dub, number 15, 1-5.
Jay Bird.
J Bird, man. Congrats, young man. Go be great. You've given everything you've got, man. You stayed through it all, bro, and speaks volumes of your character, and the way you were raised, Dante and Miss Hillary. Congratulations on your son, 4 years at Clinton. Just shout out to all the hard work he's put in over the years, man.
It's good to see it when it pays off, man.
And that pick
It's
six
good to
on
see.
senior night, yeah, man.
That is pretty dope now.
Oh yeah.
But
Third
I wish I
game.
could have made it out there, man. That,
Look,
that probably would have been a way more fun game to write.
season ain't over with though. Nah, Clint will win this Friday. They'll finish the
They
regular
play
season 5-5.
Goldsboro, don't
I believe they'll make the playoffs. What's up?
they? They play Goldsboro, right?
They got Southwest Onslow this week.
Oh, so yeah, that's dope.
Nah, they got Southwest Onslow.
That's
Oh yeah,
dope.
they'll win that game, man, and they'll finish
What?
season 5-5.
Any given Friday,
we gonna
baby.
be
Don't do that.
now.
Don't do that.
Look now.
Don't do that.
Let's not jinx nobody.
All right, look,
The only way you lose that
we
game
finish
is
season
getting your
5-5.
own way, though.
Yeah, for real. Like, I mean, Hey, shout out to Southwest Onslow, man. After starting the season 0-7, they
Yeah,
pulled off back-to-back wins. So
yeah.
they beat South Lenore in overtime this past Friday night. So that team is they're building some confidence up, man. And like we talked about last week, man, you want to see Southwest be, that old Southwest from the 2000s again, man, because football in this part of the state is a lot better when Southwest also is in the conversation as well. But
The Kendrick Burney days.
speaking of Clem, man, we're gonna be. I feel like we're gonna be a mid to low seed and a sneaky good one at that. I feel like we could definitely catch. Like I said last week, man, I feel like we could definitely catch somebody. Somebody overlooking us, somebody sleeping, and
Yeah.
might ruin somebody's playoff plan. So don't sleep on the dark horses just yet, man. I feel like we got a little bit more football to play. Well, yeah, with that offense, man, we definitely could make some moves.
Just hope that nobody get that tape against East Duplin.
Mm.
That wasn't no shot though. But like for real though, like that's textbook though, man. Like they put on the clinic though.
Coverages, man. Yeah.
Real quick, let's give the chat some shout outs, man. We'll see Miss Rhonda
Oh
Malone
yeah.
supporting the Tigers out there. Coach Oates joining us, talking about great work, Coach. We appreciate you a great deal. Michael Pathil, shout out to Saxon Middle football team. There's a couple of boys on that team that I definitely want to shout out. Was Juelz Henry, number 1 on that team. He looks special. Morrissey, number 25, their halfback. He looked like he's going to be special. Their game plan, before I move on and go back to the comments, their game plan of what they did against Hopton was kind of textbook. I interviewed their defensive coordinator, Coach Warren, at the end of the game, and he said, we just used our outside linebackers to just flat out and contain because Hopton Middle is known to try to hit those edges with Jeremiah Lyon and Milo and them boys and just try to, get that edge and boost up the sideline. But they kept everything contained, forced everything in the middle, and, everybody fit in the way they're supposed to, filling those gaps. And they had a heck of a game plan to neutralize. Hopton hadn't been goose egg the whole entire year. For them to get goose egg at the championship, that was surprising to me, man. And but that just come from good game planning, man. That you love to see those chess pieces move and see strategy. Strategy action because of course you need the players, but having strategy as well, moving those chess pieces, that makes the game of football even more enjoyable when you're seeing them X's and O's, affecting the game like that. Shout out Dylan Drake for tuning in with us. BB was here. I invited BB on here because I wanted to see if you wanted to talk about them leopards, but I don't think you want to talk about the leopards. Not today. I don't know if we want to talk about the leopards today, man. Sponsor us Berkeley, Sean Rose, big high school football channel. Y'all motivating all the young men to go hard. Some crazy stat lines out there. That is true. And while we're on the topic of stat lines, I don't know who that is in that group chat. The other Anthony. Whoever was talking about T.O. McFadden only having 76 yards last night, bro, do something with yourself, man. Do something with yourself. They up here saying that, T.O. ain't really like that. You see what it's like when he played a good team. Like he ain't been putting 200 yards up on good teams. Who said that?
Midway is not a good defensive team.
Okay. Who else?
Who else did they play? They really ain't played nobody. Preston ain't really played nobody neither.
What you mean?
And then when they played JK, what happened? I'm not
JK.
taking nothing away from the young man. The young man is an athlete.
That's JK. We're acting like JK is just an ordinary run-of-the-mill defense.
No, it's not though.
JK.
But that's what I said. But what happened when he played a real defense? That's what I'm saying. These schools schedule these week behind schedules week 1 through 6, and then your main guys going off, and then they get to a conference game or a conference rival, or they play someone outside of their. Especially this year with this new conference realignment, now you're playing real teams that you ain't never played before, and they punch you in the mouth, and you're not who you think you are at that point in given time.
That's one team though, man. He been
But
balling all
And
season
look,
he
long.
has been balling, but
I'm gonna just use this as an example. I'm gonna use
when
this
he
as
gets
an
to the three
example.
A playoffs, it's gonna be like that with every team.
A couple weeks ago, we had the St. Paul 71st game. Joshua
Mhm.
McBride. I know y'all probably familiar with him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We know that young man is a machine.
yeah.
I know he's got some D1 attention. Great running back. He ran into a really good 71st defense. I
Oh
don't
yes,
even think he
sir.
had. I think he might have had 60. I don't even think he had 60 yards that night. And Joshua was a beast.
Yeah.
That that doesn't take anything away from him as a player. He just ran into a
Thank you.
really really good defense,
But
state
what's gonna
championship
happen? But what's gonna happen when he runs
caliber
into another
team
really
like
good defense?
71st. James is a state championship caliber team. All I'm saying is, man, we can't take nothing away from the young man from you know for struggling against a good team. Because I can name a number of running backs that will probably have some issues going against that James Keenan defense.
A lot.
Everybody
That's
is.
that's
Everybody
that's all I got to
has.
say about it.
That's what I'm
Everybody
saying.
will.
But they ain't
But look,
gonna
man,
negate the fact this boy almost ran
I got to get
300.
up out of here, man. I got to get back to work.
Chris, man, thank you for your time, man. As always, I'm forever gonna give you your flowers, man. Thank you for putting this thing together, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I apologize, man. I got to get back to work, dog. But oh
All
yeah,
good, all good. We
oh
we
yeah.
got a we
Appreciate
got a
y'all
guest that
for
we about
coming
to
up
pull
here
up
and
here.
giving quality content. Appreciate everyone for listening, man. Once again, let me give a shout out to Austin Brinkley and Latoya Outlaw Stevens for sponsoring the podcast. Appreciate everything that you guys are doing, and looking forward to finishing the season and getting into some getting playoff talking, man. Some playoff talk, but man, I got to get up
The
out of here. But
time
y'all
is
boys be
getting near.
blessed, man.
Yes, sir.
Love, Chris. Thank you, man. All right, so the man, he must have heard me talk him up. He must have
Yeah, I
heard me.
heard you.
Big B.
Oh, yeah, I heard you. What's up, big brother?
He,
I
what's
heard
up,
you. Look,
BB?
look, look. Look. I'm out and about with the family, man. So, that's why I
Okay,
wasn't trying
okay.
to jump on there. I was just trying to be in the comments. But since you want to call me out,
Hold on,
figure
hold
out
on, hold
hop
on, hold
on
on. I
here.
wasn't really
Look,
calling you out now.
look, no, I'll let y'all hear my McDonald's order and everything real quick. Hold on. Yeah.
Chill out, chill out.
But give me 1 second. Y'all. Let's see. All right, my bad. But nah, I commented back to you. I seen your comment you tagged me in about them leopards. I told you I ain't got no cat in the fight, man. I
No
ain't got
pun
no cat in the
intended.
fight. Hey, yes. Consider whatever. I don't care. No, I ain't got no cat in the fight. Listen, like
Is
there's a
that
lot of kids on
figuratively
that
and
team.
literally?
Right. There's a lot of kids on that team that I love and care about, and I wish the world to. But my son's no longer on the team. I just show up and support, individual players. Um, so those guys are my guys. You know what I'm saying? Those guys
Mhm.
that I've known since they were kids. Like those are my guys. I always had their back. I always support them. Um, I can't speak on the game last night because I was there, but I was doing booster club stuff, so I didn't get to
Okay.
watch. I I glanced at a couple of plays that were ooh and ahs, and I heard and looked, but I didn't even watch the game. I spoke to some of the guys afterwards. You know, a lot of our guys had their heads down and being hard on themselves. And I did the same thing I always do. I grabbed a few of them. gave him a hug and told them get their heads up. What they're going through right now doesn't define them as individuals or even as a team. Unfortunately, it's just where they are right now.
They still got football to play though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they still got
football
football to play. Yeah, you're right. But
How
like
was
I said,
how was Reed feeling?
I didn't even get a chance to speak with Reed. He got out of there before I saw him. I saw him leaving the field, but the way it's set up, they can go in the back of the field house and out the front. If you ain't in the right spot, you won't never see him. So he slipped by me. I didn't get to speak with him. I haven't heard from Mike or anybody. So he was standing out there talking to his grandparents when I went out. You could definitely see the disappointment in his face or whatever. But he's Burrows, man. He usually just he's pretty good about keeping himself up. Poised. So hard to get a read on him sometimes. He's serious a lot. So, but I mean, good kid, man. Like I said, this don't define them boys. Them boys got more than that in them. Sometimes we just end up in these situations, man, and unfortunately, right now Lakewood's in one of them situations. So, I don't want to talk about it too much. Like I said, it ain't real fair when I didn't even watch the game for me to say anything.
Right. I
can't say they were out coached or anything like that because I don't know. I wasn't over there. I was just doing my part. So I do want to address something. I made a couple of comments or whatever, but since I'm on here, I want to say it out loud. I want to give a shout out to Oates, man. I heard y'all talk about him early on in the show. I had put a comment in there, but since I'm here, this is basically what I said. It's really hard to build football programs in some of these smaller schools, period. It's even harder if you've got a multi-year losing record. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to even keep kids on the teams a lot of times. And we saw that, we saw Lakewood go through that back early on when, exit Coach Lewis and enter Sloan. We went through a drought there, and and then COVID happened and all that good stuff. And for several years, we didn't have enough kids to field a JV or nothing. So then we did pretty decent Sloan's last year there, and then in came Holt, and our numbers, more than doubled. Yeah, they probably tripled or better. And so to see that was great, man. But you look around and there's a lot of schools in these counties, in these smaller counties, or I'm not gonna say smaller counties, these smaller schools in these counties that struggle with that. And I just want to say, I heard Brandon talking about the fire that Coach Oates has, the passion that he has for the game. And I was thinking about it as he was talking, and I said, look where Union's been for the last, I don't even know how many years. It's just the program hasn't, it hasn't produced. You know what I'm saying? They've been behind. There's really no rec ball programs. Their kids are getting started off in middle school. Then they're coming to the high school. You're trying to completely build something almost from scratch, So it's been a struggle out there since at least COVID. It's been a struggle out there, so to look at it and see last year they didn't have enough kids to field a JV. Brandon, how many games y'all win last year?
None.
You hear that? Zero games.
I was there.
Zero games won last year. I just wanted everybody to hear it.
And Goose Egg most of them.
Literally zero last year. But look what happened this year. So I'm saying all those kids came back for varsity and they fielded a JV team. If that don't speak volumes, of a coach, man, I don't know what does. For you to be able to not only
they eradicated a lot of that previous regime mentality. A lot of those kids have already, graduated and left or whatever, and those that were, just complaining with losing. Like the kids that he has now are kids that's been with him since he's been there.
Right. But everybody knows how hard it is. everybody knows how hard it is. Even if you were a player and you were on a losing squad, like everybody knows how hard it is to keep kids on on track and bought in when you're not getting those wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just wanted to point out what that really says about Coach Oates and that staff that he's put together out there around those boys. What kind of love and what kind of support does he have to, just imagine what he's got to be pouring into them boys for them to want to stick around. You know what I'm saying? And not only stick around, but to bring more into the program, to bring their peers in and grow that, And I just want to say, man, shout out to all you guys, dude. I mean, that's nothing but love there.
I can share this without trying to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but it's more than when it comes to football. To me, it's more than the X's and O's. And this is a conversation we had when Coach Stevens was on here, and I had jumped on here that day. It's more of that mentor, them 2:00 in the morning phone calls, them 11:00 at night, text messaging, coach, what can I do to get better? Is anything I can do, like them heart to hearts with these players. And then, you got players that's going through personal issues at home, and they don't come to nobody but you. So, once you get to that point in a program where these kids are starting to trust you and they're starting to tell you things about home, and not just the players, but when the parents after games, the parents that can't make it to every football practice, but they see you at their game and pull you to the side and be like, hey, I got this such and such going on at home. So if you could just keep an eye on my son and see his reactions and, stuff like that, that right there means the world. That right there lets me know that I'm making some type of impact, because that player is going home and telling their parents, hey, Coach Maynard really cares. He pushes me, and, I really trust him. To the parent to come to me and tell me that some personal issues is going on, that lets me know that I'm doing my job outside of X's and O's. I'm making a difference in somebody's life. And when it comes to the X's and O's, I'm gonna bring it in. I was out there after my first surgery, and I just had my second surgery. And the first chance I was able to get to a game, I went to a game. But Coach Oates has pretty much banned me from the school now until I get better. So he said I need you on your 2 feet next year. So
yeah.
So when it comes to this football thing, man, I'm not out here just to be on the sideline to look good with a hoodie on or a shirt with it says Spartans. I'm out there to make a change in somebody's life. I'm out there to try to change the culture of my school, because I care about Union. It's more than football to me.
And that's with every sport, man. That comes with the territory, man. I hope a lot of people realize this ain't professional. This ain't professional pay. Coaches get a once a season stipend at the end of the season whenever the season's out. All right. The pay, even with tenure, it does not compensate the time and effort that you put in. When you're a coach, man, no matter if you're assistant, positional, head, you're wearing many hats. You're being a social worker, you're being a confidant, you're being a teacher, you're being a guidance counselor, you're being a friend, and you're being a parent. All balled up into one.
Well, a lot of those things you're supposed to be. Not all of them are doing all those things, but I will give it to them and say,
reasons.
They are doing laundry. They are out there cutting grass. They're painting the lines on their own fields. They're cleaning up. They're coaching. They're teaching a class. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's a lot on their plate, and a lot of those things you said those are character traits that I feel like our best coaches have, where they fall into those positions to be able to be somebody that these students can confide in, somebody that they can trust and go to, and have real conversations that they don't feel like anybody else is. And as coaches, you should strive to be that, because simple fact is, you spend more time with these kids from the summer to the end of football season than their own families do. You know what I'm saying? they've been through a day of school. God knows what they went through just in school. Because I mean, you guys know, public school system is all of them aren't great. Um, and so you don't even know what that kid just went through in the hallways of your own school. So then they come out there on the field, and I mean, you got an opportunity to, if you might make a difference in their life, but if nothing else, man, you could change their whole day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
That's another thing about Oates. I'm sorry, BB. I'm sorry.
no, you
That's
good.
another thing about Coach Oates. Our practices didn't go from 3:15 to whatever. When school was let out, Coach gave our players an hour
To decompress.
to decompress.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have football practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's smart.
you go into the practice clear mind. If you have anything on your chest in that hour, you come talk to us. Come ask us questions. Pull us to the side. You know, I mean, and you could definitely tell a difference in last year's practices and this year's practices. Tell a
Most
big
definitely.
difference, and you could start. And
So every
like I said
you
earlier,
know,
our record might not show it, but you can see a difference in the way we play this year.
Yeah.
like I
So
said, you got schools out here with winning records that are following up. You know what I'm saying? Like you got schools out here with winning records that programs are flaking.
The
So
culture is horrible.
just looking at you guys and what y'all been through for the last however many years, you know what I'm saying? Like to be able to see y'all, that's why I wanted to point that out, man. To be able to see y'all not only keep what you got, but grow the program in the city y'all dealing with, like, man, it says so much about y'all, dude. It says so much about
I
y'all.
do.
And I had to tip my hat to Coach Oates for that, man, because and you too, B and Magic and the rest of the staff out there, because you know what I'm saying. One bad apple really can't spoil the whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? That's true. So I'm gonna have to tip my hat to the whole staff. But I feel like
Mm.
Coach Oates came in and set that standard and was like, "This is who we are. This is what we do." You know what I'm saying? And everybody has fell behind him and got in line and said, "Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is who we are as a program, not as this
Gotta
coach,
be
that coach, that
all
coach,
in.
as a program." Yeah, and that's exactly right. All in. You hear a lot of people say it, but a lot of people don't know what it means. All
No.
in means it takes all of you.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That means accountability for players and coaches. That means, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you expect an apology, you better be able to give one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want respect, you got to give it. I mean,
absolutely.
it's full circle, man. And you build a culture like that, and you could tell. I see Coach Oates, interact with the guys at football games. I've seen him interact with his guys at track. You know what I'm saying? You can see it's all love and
Hey, I
respect from
love the way
everybody.
he move on the track, man. I love to see him at the
Yeah.
track meet now.
He's
That's my
always
guy,
cutting up,
bro.
poking fun with them, but I mean, it's always love and respect come back. I mean, and
Mhm.
I see it every single time. And like I said,
Every track meet, I'll be picking his brain.
they're right. But we had Holt last year, and it was a lot of the same with him. It was all
Mhm.
respect, it was all love. Every time, every interaction, it was just like, and that's what we should strive to be. I mean,
Yes.
because ultimately, that's how you're going to get the most out of your guys. That's how you're going to
Yeah.
get the best out of them. Is you got to be the best to them.
Yeah.
They want to run through a wall to you because they don't want to disappoint you because they respect you that much. You
Not
know what I'm
because they're
saying? They
scared of you or they
not
fear
because
you
they
or you gonna bench them or none of
or
that.
they're tired of hearing you rah 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 rah, not really say nothing. Like
You're
anybody
not
can
gonna
holler.
get the best out of them doing that.
Right.
And like you want. I got a 10-year-old that can go out there and holler at somebody ear hole. Don't mean they're gonna get anything out of it, but she can do that.
But
I mean, but I don't know if y'all heard her in the background,
Oh yeah,
but
Skyler. What? Skyler can't wait.
oh,
but
it's Pace.
fellas,
Oh,
I do gotta kind of wrap up though. We did a lot of good shout outs, a lot of good building right here, man, getting things off our chest. Um, is there any shout outs y'all want to give out before we wrap up?
Yeah, look. Look, Braylon says she want to give a shout out to Brandon's foot, man. Love and
Wow.
prayers that you get healed up.
Thank you,
just,
Braylon. I
just
believe me, I'm ready to get well myself.
hold on. Where's she at? She might have some. She might have some tacos. She might have some sour cream on her face. Hold on, but she better eat it. But nah, man, just love to everybody in the county, man. All our athletes, man. I'm proud of y'all. This thing ain't over yet. We still got some games to play. We still got football to play. Y'all get your head right, get your mind right. Hey, if there's anything that's off, you know what I'm saying, get it on before next Friday.
Yep.
It's hey, we still got football to play, man. Get your heads up. Whatever your outcome was this week, if you won, don't hang your hat on it because you still got to play next week. If you lost, pull your head up out the dirt, get your head up high, build your players up around you. Make sure that at least y'all are supporting each other, if nothing else. And let's get ready. Let's do this football thing, man. Let's finish out strong.
Yes, sir. Brandon, man, your coach says Brandon is not getting a raise for those words.
What I say? Oh, oh.
Oh man.
I told y'all. I
Shoot.
told y'all I'm banned from Union High School right now, man. Like I can't go out there right now. He's like, you got to get better, man. Look, I
Brandon, you
rode
got
in
any
there
shout
yesterday
outs?
on my scooter. I see you hard headed today,
Oh man.
but I had
This
to
is
see
I'm
my
surprised
seniors
they have
off.
you escorted out.
Hey, I had to see my senior guys, because I knew that would be the last game I'd be at. So for this season, but I like I said, I just want to give a shout out to my school and the coaching staff that's been there and all the hard work we put in this season. And like I said, I'm blessed to be a part of this three-headed monster that's got, let's see, 30, 20, 20. So I got about what 70 some years all together
Mhm.
of coaching experience that I get to walk into every day and learn from. So I'm just blessed to be a part of it, man. I hope we run it back again next year and get ready, get ready for this game Friday, and hopefully we can go on a run for the playoffs. And like I said, man, like I said at Flash Barbecue, Scronce is gonna be a good for Hopton, bro. I told you he was gonna be good for Hopton. I told you.
I had said something on that too. You know what I'm saying? That for him to come in and make them kind of strides. You know what I'm saying? Like we see that was the thing. We knew Hopton had talent. We knew it was there. We knew what they should have been producing versus what we were seeing.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Just by what we knew was on the field. And that's what I'm saying, man. Coaches can make such a difference, dude. Coaches can make such a difference, and even behind the ball and implementing new strategy, new style of play to them guys. Look at what Hopkins been able to turn around and do.
Right.
hey,
Like,
hey,
I mean, what
Coaches
what
can
can
make
you
a
say,
world of
bro?
difference,
Because
man. Cause look, this ain't
you
no
you
shout.
literally have
This ain't no shot at
teams on
Silas,
both
man.
sides of the spectrum you can measure by. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
This ain't no shout out shot at the previous regime. But Salas was a very knowledgeable football brain, man. Like he's
absolutely.
coached collegiately, he's coached at so many different high schools. He's the king of the air raid. Like his YouTube channel has all these followings of coaches, and he's spoken with Mike Leach and all these college coaches know him because of his air raid. He's an offensive guru when it comes to coaching, man. But when it comes to culture and touching those kids, and I saw that he was trying to make those strides. In the last year when we went to the FCA camp, he had a very transparent moment with the kids where he was trying to connect with them, heart to heart and all that. And but he still, you've already built up this veil already where like kids think that you ain't approachable or whatnot. Um, I can't speak so much on Scronce's demeanor because I haven't worked with Scronce, but I can tell just conversing with him, he's a little bit more personable, if that makes any sense. And from what I've been hearing from the players, um, that I know, they feel a lot more comfortable coming to him and talking to him as opposed Salas. And again, that's not a shot at Salas. It's just what we were talking to as far as getting kids to buy in into you.
Right.
I know kids was really nervous coming in when they heard that we're about to do what, a whole nother offense. But we just spent all this time learning this air raid, and now we talking about wing what? Like like they was a little nervous at first. And then he also had to fill them out and figure them out. With Reggie being that quarterback at first and Joe moving the corner and all this stuff, man. He had to figure out for himself, like, who do I got? Who can do what? Let me do my own assessment.
But see,
Instead of just coming in and saying, "Oh, he's the number one wide receiver in the state. Well, let's move him to quarterback."
but see,
You know
that's
what
the
I
thing. But see, that's the thing. I knew Scrunch being at Wallace for all those years, working with so many talented athletes on one team every year.
mean?
He could come in and be able to dissect that there quickly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's something that he was used to. So, him coming in and just learning those guys for that first week, and then boom, okay, I know what's what now. I know who's who, and we could do what with what. So that's what I said, man. That's why I said what I said at Flash Barbecue. Y'all gonna be fine. I
I
just,
think he assessed it real well.
yeah,
Um, I'm gonna give my little shout out before I hop up out of here, man. I have been extremely overwhelmed with the amount of love that's been shown from the community since I've taken over the sports editor position at Simpson Independent. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot to juggle because I'm still covering news. I'm still having to do board meetings and board of education meetings on top of doing sports. It is a lot, but just seeing people that are recognizing me and say, "Hey, man, congratulations, well deserved," and all that stuff is humbling because sometimes I feel like it's a thankless job, even though my name is under the article or whatnot. I don't know who actually is reading my stuff or who actually appreciates my stuff or who don't like my stuff. But to get that little pat on the back and say, "Hey, man, thank you for what you're doing for our community," that stuff goes a long way. So I do not want to miss the opportunity to thank any and anybody who sees all the congratulations and all the kind words is greatly, greatly appreciated. I don't do this for praise. I don't do this for no glorification. I do this sincerely because I love the children of Sampson County. I love our young athletes. I love the greatness that's here. I feel like, and we said this with the mission statement with Buck Sweet. We're trying to highlight the greatness that's here. WRAL and WECT and all them guys. They're not coming down here to
no,
put that camera on us like that. So I mean, why not use that platform to highlight the greatness that is in this county, man. I've made a concerted effort even during those games. I interviewed the winning coach and the losing coach because those kids need shout outs too. You know what I'm saying? Who better to shout them out than their coach and talk about, who on their team that they're proud of. Some of those teams that we play against, they don't even have a local newspaper. So why would I not interview the losing coach and try to highlight their kids? Because they still bust their tail. They still went out there. They still played. They practiced all week. They spent their time to perform in front of their parents and the community. So why not give them some recognition as well? Um, that's my whole mission statement, man. That's what I've been on. That's what I stand on. My name is Anthony Goodman, and I stand by this message.
and
Hey,
and
Ant, man, we
and,
do
and,
appreciate you, brother.
and,
Like,
and we
for
right
real.
behind you. Believe that.
Yeah. If we can do anything for you, all you thing you got to do is let us know. And
The phone is open.
Most definitely, man. I
so
appreciate y'all,
I
man.
want I'm gonna throw myself on the front line real quick, Ant, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
For any of our athletes that may be watching, I don't care what school you go to. That makes no never mind to me. Um, man, if y'all don't have somebody you comfortable going to, y'all need to get something off your chest. You need to talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You need to know somebody got you. Know I got you. All right. I'm not hard to find. I'm on Facebook. I got a phone. You need me. I don't care who you are, where you are, what you got going on. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message, man. Look, we all go through things. Life be life.
Life be
I
life.
mean, and look, I don't judge nobody. It, you can talk to me in confidence. You know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't, nothing dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm it's between me and you.
Yes, sir.
It's always been a dream and a passion of mine to mentor and guide and support um children, especially our athletes. Um, Nobody wants to hire me for it, so I'll do it for free. Um, any of y'all that need something, man, even if you just want to talk about football, even if you just want to talk about your goals or whatever it is, or if you feeling discouraged or you feeling down on yourself or whatever, hey, call me. I'll do everything in my power to pick you up, man. I do everything in my power to pick you up. Don't make no crazy decisions. Remember what you love. Remember what you're doing this for, and don't let nobody rob you of it. I love your guys, man. Be blessed.
Appreciate y'all, fellas, for taking the time this Saturday, man, to the whole community. On behalf of Buck Sweep Sports Podcast, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay locked in. Like we said, we ain't going nowhere. Y'all have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you next week. Love.
Yes, sir.